everyone, and today we're playing a game called Romancing Flesh. Now, I actually got inspired to play this game from Mainly Badass Heroes, just in case anyone's wondering, and of course we had Milky once again. Yay! Yeah, they're still sick. So hopefully they get better soon. Also, just in case anyone's wondering, not only was I inspired to play this game by Mainly Badass Hero, it's also because this game, it has like a certain style and a certain color. Like, unlike other horror games where I have like a flash of these different colors of like that are low-tuned, this game has like one certain color and that's it, which also got me really interested. So let's play Romancing Flesh.
Oh.
So just in case, I'm gonna save.
Wait, I don't even know what's happening.
The warden wants to see you. Follow me. Okay. Brasil Quarantational Institute, 1946. He's all yours, sir. You're relieved. Jeremiah? What does that mean?
Jeremiah.
I don't fucking know. Best get home to your missus. Thank you, sir. I transformed Brasil Quarantation Institute from a dingy country jail to one of the top facilities in the country. Did you know that? I didn't do that just by impersonating small-time crooks, murderers, and thieves. No, sir! Well, over the years, I have corrupted a very specific type of prisoner. Deviants? They're not like you or me. Sickos, perverts, communists, whatever you want to call them. They can't be rehabilitated because they're barely human to begin with. I'm so sorry if you were like me. Why can't you read out the words? I have dyslexia. Plus, it doesn't help that I have a speech impediment. I'm very sorry that you're coughing, babe. But just in case anyone's wondering, the reason why I'm having a hard time reading some of these words is because I have dyslexia, and mixed with a speech impediment, it makes it sometimes harder to read stuff, but I'll do my best to read everything out. And the strangest part is you'd think every part of their brain is broken, but they can still feel shame. Okay. A father of 3 will try to shoot you dead if you accuse him of putting on a dress and having sex with bellboys? What does that mean?
I don't know. I feel like he's had experience with this.
What's a bellboy?
Or does this happened? Like he actually had a case.
What's a bellboy? I'm looking at him on my phone.
Like a bellhop? Maybe.
Oh, yeah, there are bellhop. It says, bellhops, also known as bellboys, open the front door, moving luggage,
yeah, it's a bellhop.
Cars, calling cabs, transporting guests, you know, etc., that people would do. So that explains it. I have to search it on my phone. A well-to-do woman would stick her head in the oven before she'd admit to Dallas with a color board down the road. And hell, even my own mother was a goddamn suffragette. But my dad wouldn't beat the snot out of her if we found that out before she croaked on us. So everyone you know is just fucked up, huh?
Okay.
It's a difficult thing to get confessions from these freaks. Well, obviously, they don't want to confess to the crime because they know that they'll be put in prison, and depending on what prison it is, they know that they'll get attacked for it. They know that if they get in prison, they're dead meat. Literally. Now, normally, when a district attorney needs a bit more time to build a case against one of these deviants, they'll rush them through the count of some trumped-up charge, keeping them in prison for a while, and hopefully buying enough time to build a case. Oh God, his face! Look at the chin. The chin with like the skin under the chin, like they can't docile, but they can't docile correctal institute. They will get a confession from them. We'll read the works of Freud, Marino, and Waston, reproduce the experiment of Hollow and Skinner, and consulted with Wortham, Miller, and Young, and we distiled them all into the effective methodology that loosens the prisoner's tongue, while leaving them free of physical cuts and bruises that don't play well to judges and juries. So you're not gonna torture the thing out, torture the answer out of them. You're just gonna like interrogate them, real human-like. Well, listen to me, Ray Malone. The reason I brought you here is because your cellmate, Mr. Charles Keaton, is one of these deviants. Oh, great! Thank you for putting me in with one of those guys. Yay. We tried our best to build a psychological profile on him, find a proper plan of attack, but Mr. Keen meant to run out the clock on us. Mr. Keen will have served his sentence as of midnight tonight. So he's about to be let out.
Is he gonna be executed?
I don't know. Unless we get a confession in the next few hours, I want you to read the document from the U.S. Attorney's Office. If you believe anything in the documents can be used to confession on Mr. Kinney, we need to know. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly save. Yeah, because I'm gonna read this file. In return, if you immediately read these documents, even if you don't find anything, we'll consider your sentence served. I know it sounds too good to be true. Anything you can tell us might be the key to keeping this monster behind bars. He doesn't fit into the world. He belongs with me. Oh, so by the looks of it, this guy's in jail, and because they can't find anything against him, they're like, you're this guy you're the cellmate of this guy. See if you can dig him some dirt that'll let him actually stay in prison for the rest of his life. Drag it over to mute and click it into view. Oh, got the music. Okay, look. Okay, we're gonna separate all these.
What is this game, babe?
Okay. Honestly, I have no idea now. Dearest mother, the bus trip is a bit longer and more uncomfortable than I was expecting, but I should be in Alabama within a few days. I called Dr. Petro's office, and he's assured me the facility is a few hours outside of Fayette, so I'm not as far from civilization as I feared. I may not have forego the naughty education of the paper, but we all must make deep sacrifices in times of war. Please remember, Father, that Dr. Petro's work is being funded by the U.S. Army, and although I won't exactly be the one of the top SOBs marching into Hidepo's palace, I'll be an active contributor of the war efforts. Besides, I hear if I were a service member, the letters I send you would look like Swiss cheese, and we don't want to celebrate your lactose intolerance.
Hey, question, how long is this game again?
I honestly have no idea.
Yay.
I hope this letter finds you better spirits than when I left, and in worse spirits than I were there. Your loving son, Charles. What is this? It looks like the diagram of plants.
Maybe in recipe.
So this looks like
Barn.
yeah, like kind of like a home. And then this is an old car.
I think that's a bus.
Oh, recording dated February 12th, 1942. Hello, Dr. Petrov. I'm sorry for the call. The bus trip is taking a bit longer than I was expecting, but I should be there in just a couple more days. That's fine. I'm still sitting at the lab, and most of my supply shipments will be arriving late as well. You should be in town just in time to help me get everything up and running. This game is so loud.
Can't you turn it down in settings?
I don't know. I'm gonna quickly autosave. Yeah, I don't think I can. I have to like turn down my own headphone volume. I don't know if that's messing up with anything else. Hopefully not.
Not really.
Feel good. Is there anything I should brush up on before I get to the lab? Why do you look like that?
I don't know. He looks like he's panicking.
Yeah. The animation is really good though. I managed to grab a decent selection of medical journals while I was in Boston. Plant cellular structure. What? The nature of the work we'll be doing is a bit cross. This. No one can see? I don't fucking know. I trust your medical knowledge is up to date, but I need to make sure you've brushed up on some of the basics of botany. I suppose I could visit the bookstore while we're on a stop. A newsstand should have some periodicals. I don't know. No need for the latest journals, Mr. Kidd. Oh, so this is the doctor, and then the other guy is Charles. You don't need to know the latest scientific learnings, but you should be able to write and illustrate a grade school textbook on the basic plant biology with your eyes closed before you get here. I'll make sure to study hard on the trip over. Good lad. And if you could bring a tin of real coffee, I'd appreciate it. We're down in the stuff cut with chicory down here. What are you doing with your hand? Look at this. Like, what is that? What is that hand? What is
Wee-wee.
that? Baby!
I'm sorry. It's just whenever I'm watching, like, when I used to watch cartoons, whenever a character would go like wee-wee, they just do that. They just do that.
That is not how since my family has blood heritage.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'll try my best, sir. See you in a few days. Click. I forgot to ask if you were right for me to record this call. Oh well! Tape shut off. Science is poor pursuit for young men. Too much infiltration with a new novel with no room to appreciate the refuge of tradition. Try it frankly, Mr. Kenning should have been seeing what was coming next. What the fuck?
Okay.
It's in a fever. What am I looking at? It has hair.
A flesh flower.
God, that's disgusting. What is this? Oh, are these like the cells? Like of the plant?
Maybe.
Weird. Dear Aunt Sonja, happy birthday. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person this year, but I hope my package arrived in time for the party. Work has been busier than expected. I'm sorry my last few letters gave the impression that I could be frank about the work I've been doing, but now that the lab is fully operational and experiments have started in East Earnest, I realize some self-censorship on my own part will be required. What? In the vaguest terms possible, my work involves cementing my army's diet with quick and cheap meat, but Dr. Petrov has some lofty goals for the research could lead. I'm sorry to say your sister's son attended college to become a Guilford sausage maker, but it's not the worst place war could have taken me. Okay, so by the looks of it, they're trying to make a cheap version of meat so they don't have to go and hunt, and by the looks of it, that cheap version of meat has to do with this plant. That being said, Dr. Petrov is very passionate about the work we're doing. Of course he is! Of course he is! Of course! It's miles different for the lab work at Tufts College. There's half a dozen experiments in different stages of development, and every day I'm learning something new. It's fantastic and fast-paced, but in generalizing. It shouldn't be fast-paced. Science takes a while, and that's the point. It's so you can understand everything. You shouldn't rush through shit. I'll be a while for manufacturing canned meats, but I'd probably trade you some jerky for your homemade fudge by next Christmas. Your loving nephew Charles. So he's helping make this thing. He's helping make this disgusting plant.
Fuck you, Charles.
Oh, we actually got a recording. March 8th, 1942. This is subject 42-FA5, and it's time for her meal.
It's moving.
Wait. What did that say? Oh my god, I can't see what that said. Fuck you! They seem to be able to sense when the fly is near, but further experiments will be needed to determine how.
I guess we'll be able to check it over the recording.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Notice here, she swallows the fly whole, pressing it inside of its stomach. Once it starts growing teeth in a few days, she'll switch chewing as it conserves a bit more energy. So we're making a different version of a plant that eats flies. Drag an object to move it to click to view. Okay, so that was just that. Here's the audio recording tape. Recording dated March 3rd, 1942. There, we're recording now. I don't want to be recorded. Now what the hell did you get me involved with, Dr. Petrov? It's a flower, Charles. It has teeth! Yeah, it's not a flower if it has teeth. Yes, the teeth weren't expected, but look how evenly they grew in. That doesn't matter. The dentistry isn't the issue, Dr. Petrov. What you're doing is unequal. True. How exactly is it unequal? You're the part of a living, breathing thing to make Mr. Kenny. This isn't a butcher shop. I'm not hacking and stitching animals together like cheap circus attractions. Okay, fucking come on.
Maybe.
What's up?
How about this?
Whoa!
You.
I just did something really stupid.
What'd you do?
Okay, so apparently I can scroll forward to go back a bit. That doesn't seem normal.
Okay, but babe,
Just in case I'm gonna save here, just in case. What's up?
how about this? You voice the male characters, and I voice female characters, if there is even a.
Okay. I think. Oh yeah, we already seen this.
So what is there next?
I think it skipped something by accident. Sorry. Okay, I don't want to be recorded. How unethical. I grew the flower from a blastocyst. Whatever that is. I fertilized the egg by needle injection in my lab. Oh god. What do you mean grew? Before it reaches the embryonic stage, you can count the number of cells inside the blowcast by hand. If you have an expensive microscope, a small needle, and lots of time, you can even identify what each of those individual cells will grow and divide into. That's disgusting. Sorry. I just realized that sounds so rude to scientists. I'm sorry. So I take those individual cells, and instead of letting it grow into a monkey, I manually remove what I don't want it to grow, and rearrange what I do want it to grow. So you're pretty much just digging into this thing, and you're like, oh, that's a cell I don't want. Just click it out and rearrange the cells. That's inhumane. But what? Why turn it into that? You read those botany books like I told you to. Yes. Yes. Very simple structures, aren't they? Most of the plant is made of the same type of cell. No complicated organ system, no skeletal structure, no need for centralized brain. If I took these preembryonic masses of cells and just rearranged them willy-nilly, I'd create thousands of malformed failures before I stumbled on the useful form. So instead, I used plant structures as a basis to rearrange the cells, and the results have been astounding. More like unhumaning.
That's what you're going for, then sure. That's
Also,
fine.
probably unhumaning isn't a word.
Well, it is now.
It is to me. I created the word. Don't quote me on that.
Hang on. I'm gonna search if it is the word.
Okay.
You continue. I'll still be here.
It's fine. I'll search it up.
No, I'm got it.
No, I'm doing it. It's
Maybe.
unhumaning a word. So unhumane is a word, but it doesn't look like unhumaning is.
I said humane if.
There's a few rows of crustal plant called design, and it not only maintains the structure, but continues growing it naturally, like the animal cells can remember their plant roots. Pardon the pun, of course. Or pun. But you're missing the point. You're not growing a new life. You're forcing something to suffer from its own birth. Exactly! They don't suffer, Charles. I've been analyzing their brain patterns. They're used to so little energy to grow. Their brains default to a dream state, a calm, peaceful sleep. That's still fucking gross. And then we'll be killing them for their meat. Yes, but someday I'll design them to grow as large as trees, shedding meat like apples of their branches, living for hundreds of years. That's disgusting. I don't want that. Ew. Like, I like meat, but knowing that the meat, like, came from something like that weird flower thing, nuh-uh! Disgusting!
I'm not vegan, but I don't like eating steak. Is that weird?
I mean, your persona is a cow, so I don't blame you.
Yeah. Before I, became a furry, I didn't mind steak at all, but the more I grew up, the more I realized I don't like steak.
Yeah, same with me with hot dogs. Like, it's the texture and the consistency. It's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's the texture and the consistency for me. I can't handle it. Because, like, on the inside, it's soft, but then on the outside, it's, like, chewy. And it's like, I don't like it. I can't handle it. Just, like, the one consistency. I don't like it. A frost of these trees will negate the need to raise animals for slaughter, ending 10,000 years of genocide of innocent
I find hot dogs kind of fun.
You know also
Don't quote
realize
me
that
on that.
you do also realize we don't do that. There's just gonna be like animals that are growing everywhere. Plus, we've been doing that for millions of years. Humans have been hunting animals for as long as we've been around for. And the thing is, if we didn't kill animals, then there would just be a bunch of them. Like chickens. There are more chickens on Earth than there are humans. So that means if we don't kill them, there's just gonna be an overrun of chickens. I already bought a plot of land a bit further north from when I'm ready to grow them. Don't look at me. I thought it would take decades for me to make something like this, but then I found you. I read your paper on atypical embryonal development, and it felt like a practice extension of my own work in a trilogy of plants and animals. Papers on birth defects, Petrov. I can't do that to animals on purpose. So he made a story about birth defects, and Dr. Petrov is just like, oh, this looks interesting. Not like Jesus. What's evolution if it's not a series of beneficial birth defects? What? What would take 1,000 generations and dead ends to set a totally develop we could grow overnight? Ugh, my throat hurts. Ugh. While other scientists are trying to fix the problem nature gave us, we'll design a suitable future for the planet, a future that will destroy us all. Well, it should be a future without biting flowers at least. I agree. But maybe you could isolate the stomach and rearrange the structure like a Venus flytrap? Yeah, that could work. A Venus flytrap? See, I'm glad I recorded them because I am out of pen ink. Jesus. Tape shut off. Now, men like you or I, we would know better. When the witch in the woods welcomed you into her gingerbread house, you don't accept the invitation. You throw her in the fire. Oh, so they made this thing. Okay, this does, like, it doesn't look
That doesn't look
gross
bad.
like,
This
this wouldn't look so gross if, like, these parts didn't exist. Like, the parts on the stem and the bottom. If those didn't exist, I would have thought it was a real plant. I wouldn't know it was a unique plant.
That's the next image.
Whoa.
It looks like a weird pomegranate.
Pomegranate plant.
Pomegranate.
Dear cousin Delilah, I've been paying extra to get hometown paper shipped down here in Alabama, and I read that you won a blue ribbon for your peanut butter fudge at the country fair last month. You must be absolutely over the moon. She probably is also over the moon. She found out what the fuck you're doing, Charles. I can relate to a lesser extent. As I told you in the last correspondence, I finally getting the hang of the work which must be secret, and I managed to make a breakthrough of my own. Especially for the past year, I've been trying to perfect Dr. Petrov's recipes. He'll make some new sort of confectionery, and when it feels like I'm ready, I'll go through the hard work of perfecting it. A little less flour here, and a little more baking powder there. Trying to get the ratios just right. But I finally made a recipe of my own. I hope someday to share it with you and the rest of the family and make you as proud as you all make me, especially the ribbon winners among you. With love, Charles. P.S. Take heed. Your mother won't stay the second baker in the family for long, and she'll make everyone in the family fat with huge fudge until she's reclaimed her crown. God damn. Would it make fun of your aunt? This is the last thing. Recorded date August 24th of 1942. Okay, it's on. Say it again. Say that again, Charles. Cinema? Yes, but the whole thing, you're drunk. That entire thing you said, the whole thing again. Okay. The plant animals have been growing to tend very small for a lot of reasons. 1. We've only grown from single rearranged Blasticus. 2. We've only allowed a few weeks to research maturity. And 3. The plants can't grow faster than the animal part. It came from wood. Yes, look into the important parts. Okay, so our experiments with grafting have been failures. But instead, trying to graft during adulthood, we can simply make our pre-embryonic blueprint bigger by using more Blasticus. And this this wouldn't result in rejection because we have all documented cases of siblings ingesting each other. Smaller embryos in the womb resulting in the embryo containing cells from both siblings. I don't fucking know. We will merely start the stage in the process even earlier and assemble larger plants. Now that implies we can only get genetic siblings to build these plants. I assume we can't use other animals to genetically unsimilar. We could certainly experiment and find out. I'd certainly like to see a rabbit pigeon, dandelion or something. That's disgusting.
That's specific.
You blow on it and a bunch of seeds will fly out of the rabbit earwings. Ew! Ew! I don't imagine that.
I am and I hate it.
You see, inspiration can strike at any time, Charles. We can have forgotten all about this in the morning. God, if you did! God! That's fine. I can see the emeritus of your little recording device there. Oh, another idea. What if we made plant animals that interconnected with each other, like pieces of a puzzle piece? You could have one plant specially designed to collect and refine nutrients, which can feed on the second plant. They can just focus on growing bigger. So by the sounds of it, this guy at first, Charles was first like, I don't know about this, and now he's like, I'm into this. I'm fun with this. Let's experiment. That's a strange place to need a mouth, Charles. Whatever you'd like to put your mouth is fine to me, Dr. That sounds so fucking wrong out of context. What was that? Oh yes, haha, it was just a little joke. Let's call it a night. You aren't recording this by any chance, are you? Tape shuts off. If they stopped there, we might be hailing them as gastronic pioneers. Heck, I might have eaten a ribeye salad for dinner tonight. But I think they wanted more than food. Oh my god.
The poor child.
Oh, so they're actually trying to do that. They're actually trying to do it.
That poor bunny.
What am I looking at? Like, that's the thing in the front. Like, that's the thing in the, like, game picture. Like, in the beginning. Oh!
Ew.
It's supposed to be a
like
cucumber? What am I looking at?
No, there's octopus legs. Those are ears at the top. They look like bunny ears, but really small.
They look like a beak.
Oh yeah, it is like a beak for a squid or an octopus.
Yeah, and then there's a breeze through here.
And the whole vegetable that it's on, I have no idea.
Another letter. Dear great uncle Anthony, I tried recreating your famous dry rub mix. Some of the ingredients were hard to come by, rationing all of that, but I think we managed to get close approximation. We threw a little backyard barbecue for the neighborhood to test the first production batch of meat, and it was a astounding success. So that picture of the little girl eating that was, so they did a test where they took this meat at a barbecue and see if anyone ate it, and that's when they took a picture of the little girl eating it to show proof that they did this test.
Okay, but did any side effects happen?
I don't know. This whole experience has given me a newfound appreciation for the time I spent on your farm when I was younger. Dr. Petrov nearly fainted during the butchering process, leaving me to do it all on my own. You remind me of the time you put Harabelle chicken on my dinner plate. Why did I say it like that? Please write back when you have the chance. I'm dying to hear how the rest of the family are doing. Little Saint Slicker grandnephew Charles. So yeah, that's what that picture's from with the little girl. Recording dated November 20th, 1942. Audio log 10:30:42. We may have hit a sang the rabbit experiment. Osprey, are you recording along with the rabbit experiment? It's just a lover spat, Sergei. They'll be back together in no time. The rabbit's new leg bit it, Charles. Oh! I just realized, I was trying to think, what does that mean? So they gave the rabbit a new leg, and the new plants on the rabbit was like, bit the rabbit.
Huh.
Ugh. I warned you this might happen if you don't engineer both the animals together that way. Allah was confused, that's all. Let Jack settle down for a couple days, and I'm sure he'll take Allah back. After seeing how quickly Jack took to his new leg, I was more than happy to let the whole thing keep going. Oh, so Jack is the rabbit and the Eula person is just the plant. But it's necessarily the best thing to do for both of them. What is this necessarily the best thing to do for both of them? Eula can move around on their own, and so can Jack. They're not fully developed on one another. Maybe we can just let them stay friends. Just stay friends? We should really be focusing on our real work. Plus, this is starting to veer off both of our areas of expertise. Let's just call experiment off for now. You want to call it off, Sergey? Well, maybe I should take your advice and engineer a new small bite for Elna then. A new partner might solve all most problems. We're talking about this thing like it's an actual human. Well, we don't know what sort of effects that have on Jack, mentally speaking. Again, Charles, this is all very new to me. Everything we've been doing here has been new to me. Some new experimental organisms, a novel discovery, some unexpected results. And it is exciting, don't get me wrong. But it's nice to have someone relatable in all that chaos, who's also a little exciting himself. Sorry. Oh god, it's contagious. I got you more sick.
Yo, they're contagious.
And I'm glad the person has been you. Maybe we can keep the Jack and Eula experiment going. We can pick up the discussion in the morning if you prefer. Tape shut off. Everything you read so far is what I've had to scrape and escrow to get from government files. So if you've already read all the juicy stuff, the rest of the boys in blue are mopping up. Oh god, so they tried to plant it? Like that, I guess that's like a bamboo, and they're burning it. It looks like it has butts for hands.
I don't know.
Like, I think it's supposed to be like a hoof, but it looks like a butt. I'm just saying. Okay, so now we got the reports. Incident reports negative. On the above date, P.O. Daniels responded to the call about an escaped animal. Upon finding the loose cow, P.O. Daniels thought its mouth was covered in blood. Upon closer inspection, the grass the cow was eating was some kind of malformed rat stuck in the ground. What? That's disgusting. After calling for backup, officers discovered a sizable air kit of very deformed animals. Mr. King became arroganted, and the response officers were forced to put him in submission. Mr. Petro was taken into custody for questioning. Oh, so this is like a police report showing that, like, they found out they were growing this weird, like, plants, and a cow was there eating the grass out of those plants, which is also part of rat. For health and safety reasons, it was decided to immediately dispatch the animal before bringing Mr. Petrov and Mr. Fendling into custody. Memo from the Office of Redacted. As the JAG officer has previously explained on behalf of Dr. Sergei Petrov, with the word of the government contract from General Blank, who died of blank during blank, researching in a transition period which most of Petrov's work of already sector of nature was done with little to no oversight until the office was made aware of it. Unfortunately, my upcoming absolvement may result in many more officers lower along the chain of command being found at fault. Officers you do not want to bring to court during these desperate times. Concerning Good?
What?
You okay? I heard a sniffle and I was like, what was that? You okay?
Totally. Because how long is this game?
I don't know! Concerning the probability of the system failure within the U.S. Armed Forces, I suggest we propose a possibility that foreign agents were involved under the specific circumstances. Petrov was working as a contractor. A Terson change could take him outside of the U.S. military jurisdiction and tried as a civilian. You're welcome, Redacted. Oh, and this is a letter. To Redacted. Mr. Keating and I are currently in Batesy County Jail, and I believe the police have set fire to most of our work. So yeah, so that picture was showing that they were setting fire to one of the plants. I tried to save as much of our work as possible.
Bamboo.
Yeah, but please send copies of all the records I sent so far to your officers. And if you don't have any international copies of our correspondence, please send those as well. Well, made remarkable progress in the last few months, and I believe if we act quickly, we can still reach our first production deadline. Thank you, Dr. Sergei Petrov.
Also, did you say this was a horror game?
Yeah.
How? I'm not really getting any horror.
I think it's because of, like the body horror part. Like I think it's for the body horror.
It's not really horror then, is it? Well, for me.
It could still count as a horror. It could still count, because, I don't know. Also, is this... Wait. We live in a isolated world in fragile time. This is not an era for radical new ideas. We just brought along in hard work to establish the brand new world for heaven's sake. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh god. I got scared by a transition. Oof. An American soy and a couple of Danny bookworms were playing God and feeding decided meat to our children. I couldn't stand it, and I can see why you feel that way. This thing is pretty much like it's unhumane. It's unhumane in every single way, shape, and form. So I took a leaf from Mr. Petrov's playbook. What does that mean? I physiologically took Mr. Kenny apart and reformed him and reproduced him as I saw fit.
So he
into
killed...
you? Wait, what does that mean? Wait.
So, okay. So that dude that was working with Dr. Petrov, I think he split us up.
Oh yeah, he took us apart and rebuilt us into this. Like I think.
No, we are the one that was working with Dr. Petrov.
I know.
We're a piece of that dude. We're not fully, but a piece of him.
Yeah. Oh my god. I
like
just
our DNA is with him.
I just realized his eyes are moving. It's not a still image. It's a in the desolated state you're in, Mr. Keating. It gives you a sense of clarity, doesn't it? You can see what I see. Why didn't your family ever write you back? Why did your lover try to rescue his work instead of you? Are they saying that Mr. Petrov and Charles were together?
Worked or were?
I don't know. If you leave this prison
Was it a
tonight,
gay
where can you
relationship?
go? You know the answers. You know why you're here. You know why you need to sign this confession. Why you need to stay behind bars. You left home and traveled across the country, hoping you'd change into the sort of person your family would miss. But instead of doing something to make them proud, you decided to pursue what made you happy and became a secret narrative of everything your parents hated about you in the first place. A mama's boy sticking his meat in the dirt, hoping it'd grow. And the rock
Wait, sticking his what?
Pretty much he's saying that like him and Petrov, they made these meat-like plants and put them in the dirt, hoping that they grow.
It's just when people say his meat or their meat, it's supposed to be a dirty joke.
Yeah,
That's
but in this situation, he means those plants.
Literally means.
Sign the confession. Oh, I hate bells. If you leave this person now, you'll undo all the work I've done for you. You'll fall back into bad habits and become the same person you were 30 years ago. And none of us want that, would you? No, I don't want to change backward. Oh, I made so much progress. It was hard fabricating an equipment necessary to continue Dr. Petrov's work, but you wouldn't believe how fruitful my experience has become. Oh! And quite frankly, I like the person I've become. Oh!
Okay, I get the horror now.
We exploded!
No, we turned into creatures.
You were like torn
What's
apart.
next?
It took me months to find you. You didn't answer them when I called your name.
Oh my god.
God, it's Dr. Petrov!
Was.
Yeah. From a distance, I almost couldn't recognize you. But I found you. I hope you're dreaming of me. Drinking from the brook. Eating the fruit from your branches. Huddling from rain and sleet in your safe embrace. And someday, in a brief moment of ludicrousy, maybe you'll read this message and I know I'm gone. You wanted us to change the world, and we did. So in the end, he just turned into this plant tree.
Huh, and he has fruit too. That's
Starting with ourselves. Always remember you fondly, love, Charles. That's the end!
Finn.
So yeah, I guess that was Romancing Flesh.
So was this a love story? Or what?
I do not know.
Like, was that a gay relationship?
That ending just... Woo!
went down so far.
Yeah, like at first I'm like, oh, you're just a random guy, but then you realize that like you're Charles. Like you're looking for your
sort of.
Charles, just like Petrov.
So
Charles
kind of like a clone.
Charles. I think what happened was Charles turned himself into this plant, like Petrov. He turned his body parts into the plant, and altogether it would make him. So then I guess he somehow escaped and found Petrov, and he turned himself into a meat tree. Like a literal tree out of meat, out of his own body.
Yeah, and he has fruits too.
Yeah, which are his fingers.
Were those his fingers? They were balls.
No, the tree branches were his fingers. They were elongated fingers.
Yeah, but there's fruits hanging from those fingers.
I don't know what the fuck those things were, though.
They probably were fruit. They are probably fruit.
Made out of meat.
Yes, most likely. And Petrov. And I'm still questioning, is this a gay relationship?
I don't know. It's 1942.
Probably not. But why is it getting?
Because maybe it was a gay relationship. Because at the end, it showed I guess we were reading off like a note from Charles because it said "Love Charles" at the end, and the guy that interrogated us literally called Petrov our lover.
Yeah, I don't know. Should we search it up?
I don't know. Too scared.
Don't you notice how I